Good morning, students. We'll continue with the same chapter, and our topic today will be laws of liquid pressure. Students, yesterday we studied that an object at a depth from the surface of a liquid experiences pressure inside it, and that pressure experienced by a body inside the liquid at certain depth is given by rho gh, where rho is the density of liquid, h is the depth from the free surface, and g is acceleration due to gravity. Now, since on the earth acceleration due to gravity is almost same everywhere, so we can say pressure is directly proportional to density of liquid and depth from the free surface. But since atmospheric pressure also act on the surface of the liquid, so we can say that the total pressure that a body experiences inside the liquid is given by this expression. Total pressure will be equal to the atmospheric pressure and plus rho gh. Once again, any body inside the liquid will experience the total pressure due to the atmospheric pressure and the pressure in the liquid, which is total pressure is the atmospheric pressure plus pressure inside the liquid. Now let us come to the laws of liquid pressure. First law, pressure increases with increase in depth. So if any object is taken to a greater depth inside the liquid, it will experience more pressure than the object when it is at less depth from the free surface of the liquid. Pressure is same at all points on a horizontal plane. It means to say, if we take this as the liquid and this as the horizontal plane, then all the points in this horizontal plane will experience the same pressure because they are at the same height from the free surface. Pressure is same in all directions about a point inside the liquid. It means that if we consider this as the point, then this point will experience the same pressure throughout. That is from this direction or this direction, from all the direction, the pressure experienced will be same. Pressure at same depth is different in different liquids. You know that different liquids have different density, so even the depth is same, the pressure experienced by the object in different liquids will be different. Then a liquid seeks its own level. It means to say that if you fill a pipe with water and fix the vessel of different shape and sizes in it, it is found that in all the vessels water reaches up to the same height. So these are the laws of liquid pressure. Okay, our next topic is consequences of liquid pressure. You can see pressure in sea water is more than in river water at the same depth. The reason is that sea water has a density more than the density of river water, and we know that pressure is directly proportional to density of the liquid. So sea water, because it has more density, will exert more pressure. Wall of a dam is thicker at the bottom. You might have seen that the dam has got a thick foundation at the bottom or the thick wall at the bottom because it is at a great depth from water inside, so it will also experience great pressure, and if the wall is made thin and weak, that wall cannot withstand the high pressure of the liquid and may soon collapse. So this is the reason why the wall is made thicker, so that it can withstand high pressure due to that water. Size of gas bubble inside water. You might have noticed that the bubbles that is formed in the liquid or in water increases the size as it rises up. For example, the bubble at the bottom is very small in size, but as it goes up, you can see the size of the bubbles increases. This reason can be understood from two facts. As we know that when the bubble is at the bottom, it is at a greater depth from the free surface. So the depth of the bottom bubble is more than the bubbles at the top. Now when it goes up or rises up, the depth decreases. Due to decrease in the depth, the pressure will be less, and we know that volume is inversely proportional to the pressure. We have already done in Boyle's law that volume is inversely proportional to the pressure. The bubble at the bottom will experience more pressure, so the volume is less, and so you can see the size of the bubble. But as it rises up, because there is decrease in the depth, pressure will also decrease, but that will increase the volume of the bubble. And now you can see how big the bubble has become. And when it reaches at the surface, it bursts. So these are some of the consequences of the pressure in the liquid. Our next topic is Pascal's law, which is a very important topic. You can see what does Pascal law state. It states that pressure exerted anywhere in a confined liquid is transmitted equally and undiminished in all directions throughout the liquid. It means to say that when you apply pressure in a confined liquid, then that pressure will be equally transmitted throughout the liquid. Let us try to understand this. We have a container with fixed amount of liquid in it. Now we have made holes at different points in the container, and this is the piston which can be pressed down to exert pressure in this liquid. So according to Pascal's law, when pressure is exerted, then water will rush out through all these different holes, but you can see that water ultimately is reaching up to the same height. You can see here the holes are made at different points and at different position in the container, but when pressure is exerted, water finally reaches up to the same height. It means to say that the pressure is equally transmitted, equally distributed, and this is the reason that water reaches up to the same height. This is Pascal's law. Once again, it states that when pressure is exerted in a confined liquid, then pressure is transmitted undiminished and equally in all directions throughout the liquid. And we have got one relation based on Pascal's law. Now you can see application of Pascal's law. Pascal's law has great application in our daily life. And why is this application so useful? you can come to know from this, where you find the force applied on a smaller area will be multiplied to give a force in a greater area, a large force in a greater area. That means a small force can be converted into a large force using Pascal's law. You might have seen in a servicing center where the cars and other big vehicles are washed, they simply press the button with the help of the leg and you find the vehicles are raised up. Very easily the vehicles raised up with a small force only. How it is possible? It is because of this Pascal's law only, where the force will become larger by using a small force. Here if I apply a small force, the same force can be converted into a larger force when it reaches here. So you can see the relation how it can be obtained. This is a container with water filled in it having area A1, and when force is applied on it, pressure will be exerted in this liquid and equal pressure will be transmitted to this liquid according to Pascal's law. Because according to Pascal's law, the pressure exerted will be transmitted equally. So equal amount of pressure will be exerted here. But because the area is more, that pressure exerted equally will finally be give out a larger force. So you can see it acts as the force multiplier. So you know, according to Pascal's law, P1 will be equal to P2. Pressure, we know pressure equal to force by area. So it will be F1 by A1. Here also pressure can be force by area, that is F2 by A2. We can write F1 by F2 is equal to A1 by A2. This is the final relation we have got, and from this relation you can find out what amount of new force will come out on applying a small force on small area. So this is the formula to find out the greater force in a larger area. From this you can find out it will be equal to F1 into A2 divided by A1. Use this to find out the greater force. There are applications like, as I said, in servicing center, on applying a small force only, of big vehicles like car and trucks can easily be lifted up, because that force has now multiplied to a larger force. Same way you might have seen that when we apply brake in the truck actually has, when we apply force with the help of the legs, that applied force is very less. But that force through water, when it reaches to the tire, that increases to a large amount, and because of that large force, we find the truck suddenly stops. So here also a smaller force is finally converted into a larger force. I hope this part is clear to you. You should read it once again. Till then, thank you.